All right, for today I am making homemade hummus. So here are the ingredients. I have ground cumin. I also have, this is chili peppers and lime. So that's a really nice Mexican seasoning. I'm going to put that in there. Garlic, lemon juice. Of course, the star of the show is the chickpeas, garbanzo beans. And then sesame seeds and either olive oil or canola oil, or whatever oil you want to use. Don't use sesame oil, because if you're using sesame seeds plus the sesame oil, it's going to have too strong of a flavor. Okay? All right, so I do not have tahini at home, so I'm going to make my own. I'm going to take 2 cups of the sesame seeds along with about 3 tablespoons of the oil. It depends on once I'm blending it until I get the consistency. So I might add more oil as I go, depending on the consistency. That's hard to say really quick. I want to make sure that it's pourable, so that's my whole thing. All right, so that's the tahini. And then I'm going to use 1 can of the garbanzo beans. This is 16 ounces. Yeah, all you need is 1 can. And then garlic to taste, lemon juice, probably gonna put maybe, I kind of like lemon juice, so probably about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. And then you can add that Mexican seasoning if you want, or you can leave it out. In my case, I'm going to be using it, and I'm going to taste it as I go. So probably about 2 teaspoons, or maybe a little bit more. And then the ground cumin, probably about a ½ teaspoon. That's something else where you can add more or less depending on how you want to do it. And then chuck it all into the blender, and bingo bango bongo, you have homemade hummus. All right, so let me get to doing this blending thing, and then I'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, so let's stop a moment and look at this tahini before I add the rest of the ingredients, okay? If you notice, it looks like it's liquefied a little bit. I didn't want it to turn completely into a liquid. I want it to be pourable, but I didn't want it to be grainy, okay? So hold on a second, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so let me get the spoon. And if you see, it almost looks like old-fashioned porridge, doesn't it? Or applesauce. So that's the kind of consistency that I want for the tahini. Okay? All right, so let's move along. So here we are. And I didn't add the seasoning yet because I want you to see the color and the texture without me doing that. Look at that. It is so darn delicious. Oh, and I added ½ a cup of water and 3 tablespoons of salt when I was blending it. Okay, if you like it a little bit thinner, add more water. If you like it this consistency, this is kind of like what you get when you go to the supermarket and you're buying pre-made hummus. Let's see, there's a brand that starts with an S. I'm not going to say what it is, but it looks just like this, and it tastes like it too. Okay, so you can put green onions or red onions or any kind of onions, you know, dice them up raw. You can put them on the top. You can drizzle olive oil on the top. I'm going to put this seasoning on there because I love that seasoning. And yeah, you can put pepper flakes, whatever you want to do. Make it your own. But isn't that simple and easy? And look at this big gigantic tub of hummus I got from just those little bitty ingredients. Easy peasy. You don't have to spend a lot of time to have things that are delicious and healthy. So go for it. Homemade hummus and made from homemade tahini.